Hello, my name is Carrie, and I'm going to show you a good power flow yoga sequence that is always a go-to for me. Sequences are relatively easy to put together. The ones in this PowerPoint are just my go-to poses and favorites, and they are actually super easy to do. When putting a yoga sequence together, it doesn't really need to be all that planned. Most of the time, I like to start with child's pose and then I'll transition to downward dog. From there, you can really do anything you want as long as you know basic poses and what your body is comfortable with doing. In this slide, I'm going to show you some of the basic poses that I like to incorporate into my yoga sessions. First, we have child's pose. This is a lot of people's favorite pose because it stretches not only your back, but it also stretches your shoulders as well. Not to mention that it really doesn't take a lot of strength to do this one because you're basically just laying on the floor. Next, we have downward facing dog. I like this because it gives you a super nice calf stretch, but it also gives you a super nice hamstring stretch. Three-legged dog is an easy pose to transition to after doing downward dog. A lot of the time, I will bring my knee to my chest and then extend it while bending my extended leg at the knee. I will repeat this a few times and then transition this to warrior one. Now, the warrior poses are a lot about balance and strength and stretching of the legs. So from warrior one, I would transition to warrior two, which also helps test balance. I like to keep my core tight and really lean into my front leg to get a good stretch in my thighs with my hamstrings and my quads being activated at the same time. It is easy to transition from warrior 2 to triangle because you really just straighten your legs and reach one arm to the sky while you touch the other to the floor. To get a better stretch, sometimes I like to extend my arm that is in the air backwards, twisting my upper body. Forward fold is a super good hamstring stretch. Now, a lot of people do forward folds laying or sitting down, but I like to do them standing up when I touch my feet and my hands to the ground. From forward fold, you extend your body upwards into extended mountain, which is a really good full body stretch. It stretches everything, and it's a super good spinal stretch as well. Unlike regular yoga, power flow is quick shifts between poses. Even though you are moving quickly and only holding the poses for a few seconds each, you still want to have a nice flow. To have a nice flow, you need 4 things: smooth, quick, methodical transitions that are also within your limitations. So when you have a smooth transition, you are moving in a way that does not jolt your body. Quick does not necessarily mean moving between poses quickly, as much as it means that you do not spend a long time in one specific pose. This is to help with strength and endurance. Since you are moving between poses and you're not staying in a pose for a long period of time, you don't have the opportunity to rest and really stretch your muscles, which in return causes flexibility. With power flow, you don't get the chance to rest, so this helps with your strength and your endurance. Methodical transitions mean that you plan what you're going to do before you do it so that you don't interrupt your flow or your state of mind to fix something. Moving within your limitations does not mean don't push yourself. It just means don't do anything that your body can't handle. A lot of people are different, and things that one person may be able to do may not be possible for another person. So I'm going to show you in this slide the different types of yoga that I do. The first was acro yoga. Acro yoga is done in a pair where one is lifted into the air by the base's legs or arms. The base is the person on the ground, and we call the person in the air the flyer. I love to do this with my cousin. She's the one that introduced it to me. She's also the one that you saw in the pictures on slide 2. She personally sent me these pictures through a text message that she had just taken these pictures, so that I would have good pictures, because I couldn't really find anything on Creative Commons for yoga in general or yoga poses specifically. She's also the one in the backgrounds of all of my slides. I'm the flyer and she's the base. We are both also the picture in the for the acro yoga in this slide. These are all taken personally by me or her on our cell phones and then sent to one another. Anyways, acro yoga takes a major amount of balance and strength on both yogis' parts. You really have to practice these poses on the ground first before you do them in the air, because it can actually be dangerous. If you don't really know where to put your foot, or you move too quickly, or you're not sound in your position, it can cause a fall, and that can cause a major injury. Power flow focuses more on strength than it does flexibility. Like I said in my previous slide, since you're moving so quickly from one pose to another, your body doesn't really have time to sit and relax in one position. When you sit and relax in a position, it causes your muscles to stretch, causing flexibility. But since you're moving so quickly from one to another, it really helps with your strength and your endurance. Hot yoga is done in a heated room designed to make you sweat out toxins. I also love this type of yoga because you feel so refreshed afterwards, and it's pretty safe to do any type of yoga in this setting except for acro yoga, because the slipperiness of your sweat can cause foot and hand slips, which in return can cause an injury. People do yoga for many, many different reasons. In this slide, I'm going to go over and list the top 5 reasons why people do yoga. The first is to improve flexibility. Now, this is the most common reason, and it is what people relate yoga to or think of when someone says the word yoga. The second is to relieve stress. Lot of people do yoga because, just like exercise, it releases endorphins, which improves your mood and your state of mind. The third reason people do yoga is general fitness. Doing yoga engages tons of muscles, which can help you with pretty much anything in your body, and it targets a wide variety of body parts. The fourth is to improve your overall health. I think that this one is slightly self-explanatory, because really any type of exercise improves your health and your body's ability to fight things off. The fifth and final top reason why people do yoga is for physical fitness. Because power flow often targets strength and endurance, people use this to become more physically fit.